When the Miami Heat snapped the Boston Celtics 16-game winning streak on November 22nd, they did so with key players Goran Dragic, Hassan, Whiteside, Justice Winslow, and James Johnson on the court. Wednesday night at TD Garden, the Heat were without those four. It didn't matter. They had former Celtic Kelly Olynyk on their side. Tonight's Boston Celtics recap on CLNS Media is brought to you by DraftKings.com. Use code CLNS for a free entry. Somewhat similar to Monday's miraculous win in Indy, the Celtics were in this one, then they were out, until the Celtics finally leapt back in with an 11-3 run in the game's later moments. On the heels of this run and the score in favor of the Heat, 90-87 with 37 seconds remaining, a Dion Waiters miss was gathered in by the green and white. Following a Brad Stevens timeout that brought the ball to midcourt, the Celtics gave the ball to Kyrie Irving. Irving waited for the right time before gliding by Josh Richardson for an easy layup. With a 4-second difference between the game clock and shot clock and the momentum starting to swing in the Celtics' favor, the Celtics forced a wild shot from Richardson. The Celtics again brought the ball to midcourt with a timeout. With the game on the line, the ball in the hands of the Celtics' go-to player in Irving, who had a game-high 33 points, Irving took an isolation set and dribbled to his right. Irving rose up, off-balanced, his shot wide and off the mark. Irving's 33 points on 11 of 24 shooting and 8 of 8 from the line were spectacular in typical Irving fashion, yet tonight's game belonged to Olynyk. This was Olynyk's first game in the TD Garden since last season's Game 5 against the Cavs. Outside of Olynyk's Game 7 efforts against the Washington Wizards in last season's postseason, this was perhaps the best game of his career. The 26-year-old who spent 4 seasons in the Celtics uniform was simply a man possessed. Olynyk finished with a career-high 32 points to go along with 7 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block on 12 of 15 shooting and 6 of 8 from 3, also a career high. The Celtics certainly could have used a multifaceted Olynyk tonight, as the Celtics' bigs were mostly non-existent. Al Horford struggled to the tune of 6 points and 8 rebounds on 2 of 10 shooting. The clearly frustrated Horford fouled out in a fourth quarter sequence with a normally frustrating referee Mark Davis. Already missing Marcus Morris, the Celtics' other traditional bigs, Daniel Tice and Aaron Baines, posted a collective 2 points and 9 rebounds. Tice didn't even attempt a shot in 20 minutes of action. Tice certainly had some excuses for any fuzzy vision tonight, as a German big man will have to sport a mask similar to Kyrie Irving's for the next 3 or so weeks after Tice's nose was reset this afternoon by a doctor. Adding more bumps and bruises to the Celtics roster, Jason Tatum dislocated his right pinky finger in the first quarter, but came back in shortly. With 2 of his fingers taped up, Tatum looked a bit hesitant, finishing tonight's contest with just 4 of 9 made baskets. Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart contributed nearly 2/3 of the Celtics' made 3-point shots tonight, as Brown connected on 3 of 5 from deep, while the suddenly hot Smart ended with a 5 of 9 mark from distance. Tonight's recap is sponsored by DraftKings, the best place for you to win huge cash prizes every single night. With basketball season back in full swing, DraftKings is a place for one-day fantasy basketball. You can enter into their big money groups or play in beginner or casual contests with your friends. Head to DraftKings.com, earn with a $5 deposit and our promo code CLNS, and you can play for your share of $10,000 in total prizes. Don't wait. Use code CLNS for DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. Tonight's game was set up for Boston to cruise comfortably. The now 16-15 Heat were missing a collection of 70 starts this season with the absences of Dragic, Whiteside, Winslow, and Johnson. Eric Spoelstra and the Heat dialed up a mixture of A-plus effort and a zone defense that seemed to fluster the Celtics. In turn, the Celtics shot just 38% from the floor. On top of Olynyk, the Heat were paced by Josh Richardson's 19 points. Former Celtics big man and second-round pick Jordan Mickey, getting an opportunity for extended minutes in Miami this season, concluded tonight's action with 8 points and 8 boards. Boston will have little time to dwell on tonight's outcome as they travel to New York for a must-see Thursday night matchup in Madison Square Garden. Stay tuned to CLNS Media for all your latest Celtics coverage. For CLNS Media, I'm Corey Prescott.